So listen. I really did have this finished, but life has just been a lot. So first things first, let's catch up. I just thought this would be a good chatty plan with me. Just because, you know, if you're watching this YouTube video, you have eyes and you can see what's happening on the screen. So let me take you back to the beginning. So we moved into this rental house, I don't know, 6 months, I guess, 6-7 months. And mind you, it is very cute. It's much bigger than our last rental, which was a 1-bed, 1-bath. We have a lot more room because like my husband works from home, so we need more room. And especially since like our daughter is growing and moving and she's just very loud. And so we needed to accommodate that. Like we needed a separate place for my husband to work and not have her like screaming close. So we moved here back in the middle of September. It is very cute and it's vintage and it's like a dream, or seemingly a dream. It was built in like 1910, so like one of the first homes in Tulsa, but definitely not one of like the safer neighborhoods. Like it's, I don't know, across the highway from the jail. And so it can definitely be a little sketchy, and like it's close to downtown, and so that just, you know, is not safe too. And regardless, beginning of October, we all started to get like sick all the time. It was just like back to back to back, like we could not be healthy. And it even got to the point where Julia, my daughter, she was hospitalized at one point. And you know, mamas or parents, whoever you are, anytime you see your child sick, it's hard. And as a first-time mom, and mom was postpartum, but like truly that was really difficult, and really difficult for Philip to endure as well. But anyways, so then we just continue to be sick. And I understand, like especially in Oklahoma, like everyone gets sick in the fall and in the winter time. And but like the thing was, we're relatively healthy people. Like we didn't struggle with like being sick before then. We would get a cold, you know, every now and then, but it was like we would barely go like 2 weeks without being sick. So call it motherly intuition. My mom and my mother-in-law both mentioned something about mold. So I definitely think that was something that the Lord must have been speaking to them. Whenever we were first looking at this rental, we had noticed that there was like a mold on the ceiling, but I don't know, maybe I misheard something, or maybe we were naive. I don't know, could be both. But it like, there was like mold on the ceiling, and our landlord was telling us, oh, well, it's been like sprayed down, it's been fixed, it's not a big deal. Well, our parents told us to check it out, and so we did. And so we ended up talking to the landlord about it, and he came and he scrubbed, and that was fine and all. And he had, he's been trying to get someone to come in for the HVAC because, you know, if you let mold go on for too long, it can get into your vents and everything. But they haven't gotten back with us, the HVAC guy. And so the problem here too is that they're just planning to have the HVAC guy do like a tune-up or a maintenance type thing. It's like, okay, well, so if there's a problem with mold and like we're getting sick from mold, then like we need it cleaned out of the ducts. We won't just be okay with having it maintained. Like we're not going to maintain mold here. Luckily, another godsend, our landlord was like, well, we totally understand since this is like affecting your health, if you need to break the lease, we will refund you and all of this kind of stuff. So that's been really great, because man, it has been a heck of a 6 months. And so we are in the process of buying a house. So very excited. It really hasn't taken long. It's just a matter of like, you know, looking at lenders and all of the competing interest rates and all this adult stuff. Like, it's so crazy to think that we're buying a house and I'm only 25, and I know people do that, like even younger than us, but to be in our position to like buy a family home to like grow into basically, and like have space for Philip and host our friends and be actually safe in. That's the story there. That's what's been going on like since January. We've still just been sick in January and February, and then finally they got the mold scrubbed and we've been feeling okay. On to the bullet journal. So this month was really inspired by my Fjallraven Concans. So I don't know if those are still in style. I really don't care because I really like mine. And I think they're just very cute and aesthetically pleasing, and I love the colors. So I do have a big Conkin, and it is that lavendery color that you see, and then I have this sling, and it's that I think it's like frost green or something. And then I do have a like mini Conkin, and that one's gray, but you know, that one got left out. But these were really simple to doodle. Didn't take me long at all. And so I just kind of outlined them to, you know, give them a little more dimension. I, truth be told, have not really been using my bullet journal all that much since January, just because we've been sick, and it's, you know, hard to do anything when you're sick, and especially taking care of a sick baby and a sick husband and, you know, yourself. And so I do like what I did for kind of my monthly trackers, you know, tracking a few things, because just trying to figure out how my moods are, because that's something that I'm working on this year, is really my mental health. Because as I disclaimed before, I was diagnosed with postpartum depression, but I'm pretty sure I've just been depressed like since I was a teenager. So I'm sorry if you hear construction in the background. But I feel that this is the year to really get my mental health in check and really make sure that and I think too, like having had a baby really puts it into perspective, because maybe you've seen on Pinterest or just all over social media, but a lot of people talking about, you know, those quote unquote generational curses, like of anxiety, of depression, of mental illness. And I was recently in a small group at my church, and our table leader, the woman who was facilitating it, was talking about, you know, both of my kids have anxiety. And so that was just kind of, not to say eye-opening, because I've heard of it, and I know my mom has struggled with anxiety as well, but that's just not something that, you know, you wish for your child. And so if I can, you know, at least lessen that burden on my children, well, eventually children, then I think that's a win. So here you'll see that I'm setting up my weekly spreads, and I took inspiration from Plant-Based Bride with the weekly Dutch doors. That way I can see my tasks on one side, and then I'll be setting up my goals on the other side. So I thought this was really a great idea, because like in my day-to-day, I know what chores need to be done. And so these tasks are mostly just what needs to be accomplished over the course of the month. Hopefully they don't really have a strict deadline. Maybe they should. Maybe that's something I'll work on next month. If you've been reading the little subtitles, you'll see that like I really struggled with this month's setup. And you're about to really see me struggle in just a moment, because you know, like I said, I took inspiration from Plant-Based Bride, and I wanted to make these really cute little Dutch door tabs, but I didn't really think through my stickers, and so, man, I was just on a struggle bus. These are not the most pretty or aesthetically pleasing because I was just kind of getting tired here at the end. So it is what it is. So it goes. You'll see over here on the right hand side, I put some goals, and so it's like creation over consumption. I want to make sure I have some structure in my day, maybe like time blocking out my day. I can't read. So celebrate the small wins. I want to be present and focusing on my strengths over my weaknesses, because those last two things, like I definitely will get stuck in the negative over the positive always, but not this year, not this time. So I hope you didn't mind this chatty plan with me. Upcoming, I have a semi-empty home tour and probably my April plan with me, you know, since it's basically April now. But I hope you guys have a great day and take care of yourself, drink some water, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.